for a couple of weeks. Craig Smoke, David Smoke. John, thanks for your time. So with Davis Mills, the quarterback, and they draft Cj Stroud, how long before, in your opinion, Stroud was a starter for Texas?
Oh, I don't think he's been working, splitting time with the starters during the off-season program. He was again today. Mills has been the starter the last year and a half. And one thing that they want a new quarterback to show, they want him to prove to the veterans on the team, the other players, he's earned that job. They don't want to just gift wrap it for him. If you're like Bryce Young and you got a new quarterback behind you, it's not a big deal. They've gone ahead and named him as a starter. So D'Amico Ryans wants to wait, and he may go all the way through training camp, although we're going to be there watching every play. And they have 2 joint practices, and then they have their 3 preseason games. And being a rookie, he's going to need a lot of time of practicing and playing with the ones. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I think it'll be sometime during training camp, maybe late.
John, what is maybe the most important storyline for the Texans that is not, I guess, juicy enough for people to talk about, or maybe it's just not something that's basically on the radar? Obviously, the quarterback's front and center. D'Amico Ryans, front and center. What's something that's not front and center but's pretty important high up there for them heading into the next season?
I wrote a column on the website I work for, my radio station, sportsradio610.com, about Stingley and Petrie. Derek Stingley last year, 3rd overall pick, got hurt, hamstring injury, didn't play half the year. Petrie started every game. Petrie played well. He made some mistakes on taking bad angles and missing tackles, but he corrected it. And usually players make their biggest improvement between the first and second season. So Petrie should be even better because he's going to be playing with Jimmy Ward, a veteran who played 9 years with the 49ers and followed D'Amico Ryans here. And so Stingley was drafted 3rd overall ahead of Sauce Gardner. Lovie Smith liked to play zone. Lovie put a guy who played man his whole career, and you don't draft guys 3rd overall to make them play zone coverage. But he played zone 66% of the time. Now he's going to be playing man a lot, and that's why they drafted it, to do like the Jets, Sauce Gardner, and cover receivers all over the field. So the secondary is an area that should be better. A lot of it, of course, has to do with the pass rush. Another thing people hear talking about, the offensive line. You know, if you don't have an offensive line that can run, block, pass protect for a rookie quarterback, you're spinning your wheels. They've had a new line coach for 4 years, and that kind of instability is just pathetic for young guys that have to grow. And so that offensive line coach, they hired Chris Strasser, who was with the Colts. And the Colts had one of the top 3 offensive lines until last year when Jonathan Taylor got hurt, couldn't lead the league in rushing with 1,800 yards again. It's amazing when a guy rushes for 1,800 yards how great the offensive line coach is. And so they've made another change. They hope now to allow them to have some stability up front, and that is a crucial area, more important than wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, because without consistent play from an offensive line, you know, you're going to have trouble developing a young quarterback.
Where, in your opinion, will Dalvin Cook play next or this season, and where will DeAndre Hopkins end up?
Hopkins was all about Super Bowl teams with great quarterbacks. Now he's cut. He's visited teams that have no prayer of the Super Bowl and don't have great quarterbacks, so you know it's going to be money. They'll never say that, of course. Wherever he goes, it'll be the perfect fit. Now, I would believe it with the Titans, but with the Patriots, knowing how he and Bill O'Brien felt about each other, I said he was no way he would go to New England. And I'm going to look like an idiot. Won't be the first time, won't be the last. And it shows time and money heal a lot of wounds if he goes there. But he's familiar with Mike Vrabel, played with him 4 years here, and Tim Kelly, the offensive coordinator in Tennessee. He was here for 7 years with Hop. So that would seem to be the best place to go, but it's going to be where he gets the most money.
J.J. Watt is going to be making his way back to Houston, inducted into the Ring of Honor on October the 1st. I don't think that him being honored is any surprise whatsoever, but just your thoughts. And John, I know it's Mount Rushmore season and typically try to avoid that as much as possible, but does he have a place on the Houston sports Mount Rushmore, or is he on the outside looking in?
Oh, boy, Craig. If you were talking about the greatest in our history, you got Earl Campbell, the greatest football player in Houston history, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Nolan Ryan. And if there's been so many great players come through here in every sport. We're talking about Bagwell, Biggio, Moses Malone, Elvin Hayes, A.J. Foyt, Carl Lewis. But considering Watt was 3-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year and everything he did off the field, he would have to be right up there for that 4th spot. But the first 3 are called the 34s because they all wore 34s. And I think if you put number 99 on that Mount Rushmore, nobody would complain. Although Andre Johnson was a great wide receiver. And right now they're like tied for the greatest in history. And we interviewed Watt today for the first time since he asked for his release and got it and went to the Cardinals. And it made me realize how much I miss interviewing him because he is such a great interview. And I asked him about what he's doing. And he said in his first year of retirement, it's all about his family. But he said there's an announcement coming soon about something he's going to be doing without devoting full time. So I'm guessing he's going to do a TV job, probably being a studio analyst, and he will be tremendous.
John, the Astros, they've had some injuries. The Rangers have DeGrom. He's out for a year and a half, maybe longer with what happened. They seem to still be, kind of doing what they've been doing, winning. But last night, a meltdown loss to the Angels. What is the take right now in Houston on the Astros?
The Astros have 3 pitchers, and they are keeping it with Band-Aids with these other guys who probably shouldn't be in the big league, in the big leagues. And when those top 3, Framber Valdez, Christian Javier, and Hunter Brown, don't pitch really well, like none of them did in their last start, the team is going to suffer. And Yordan Alvarez is out. Don't know when he's going to come back. Altuve missed first 6 weeks of the season. But you've got to have your proven players play well. And they have not done that. One of the things they can't do is consistently hit. Jose Abreu, who hit 2 home runs at Cleveland, they lost both games, has been a huge bust so far. And they've got young guys like Jake Myers, Chas McCormick, Corey Julks, Mauricio Dubon, who play better than they thought. But the main guys have got to play well consistently, and they hope to get Jose Urquidy back. I don't think Lance McCullers is going to pitch this season. Luis Garcia, who's lost with Tommy John surgery, may not see him till 25, so their pitching staff has been decimated. As of last week, when I looked, the Rangers have scored at least 10 runs 16 times, and the Astros have done it 3 times because they're not hitting, and the Rangers are.
John, thank you as always. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you, guys. Second.
Mark Berman, by the way, I don't know if you saw this. We asked